Today's Your Money Coach segment is sponsored by Capital Financial Group.
We're back with our financial expert, Coach Pete from Capital Financial Advisory Group, to help us better understand the ins and outs of a reverse mortgage. Thank you for being back with us today, Coach Pete. This is an interesting topic I know nothing about. So what is a reverse mortgage?
Back in 2005, I wrote a book called The Fine Print Fiasco, What They Don't Want You to Know When You Buy, Borrow, and Invest. Guess what one of the 8 chapters was?
Reverse mortgage.
Reverse mortgage. And I was totally negative about reverse mortgages when I started, because that's why that book is basically filled with scams. And I started doing research, and reverse mortgages basically are not a bad thing now that the government has got involved. And there's a lot of different steps you have to go through before you get that. But a reverse mortgage is basically the bank paying you for your house instead of you paying the bank for the house.
Okay.
But there's always strings attached.
Sure.
You don't ever have to pay it back, but once you move out of the house, whether it be to a nursing home or take that limousine to heaven, and you're the last of the 2 spouses, your children or grandchildren, whoever's inheriting the house, either has to pay the bank back with interest, what you took, or leave it alone and let the bank keep it and they forgive your debt. So here's what I do. If you're going to get a reverse mortgage, and now a lot of people say, well, I want to leave the house to my children or grandchildren. Do you think the kids really want it?
No, not necessarily the house. Maybe they want the money they'll get when they sell it, right?
They want to sell it. Yeah. And so here's what I recommend. If you're going to get a reverse mortgage, get a life insurance policy equal to or greater than the amount you're going to get in the reverse mortgage.
Smart move. So
therefore, when you pass away, the children will get that lump sum. They can either use that to pay the bank back for the house, or they can keep the money and not have to sell the house to get the money. Sure. So it basically skips a step in a good way.
So not everyone qualifies for one of these, though. So what are the kind of stipulations for you to get a reverse mortgage?
You know, they look at credit. They look at your equity. Let's say you have a $400,000 house and you owe $400,000. There's no equity there, so they won't do it. You have to have some equity in your house for the bank to do that.
And you also have to be at least 62 years old, right?
Yeah, you have to be a little older. As I'm getting closer, that's not too far away.
Okay, all right. And then how much can people typically get with one of these loans? Because it's not the full amount of the house. It's just a portion.
Well, here's why they can't give you 100% of the value, because we've seen this in the real estate market. The house values go up and down.
Sure.
So let's say they give you $400,000 for your house, and the house is only worth $300,000. Well, the bank basically, somebody got fired.
Right, absolutely.
They'll give you about 80%. And every bank's different, just like anything. Banks are different, how much they'll give you, as far as they're not going to give you 100% of what the value of the house is.
Okay, so what is a borrower actually signing on for when it comes to a reverse mortgage? Is there fine print there? Yeah,
well, here's one thing. You still have to pay taxes.
Okay.
And you still have to pay insurance on the house.
Okay.
If you don't, you're in violation of the reverse mortgage contract. So that's what we've heard stories about people losing their house after they got a reverse mortgage. I've heard those. That's what I heard. Well, here's why they lost it. They didn't pay taxes on it. And if you don't pay taxes, the government's going to come take it. So I don't care if you say you own all this real estate, you really don't own it. Unless every single year you pay your tax bill.
Yes, because the government will come get it from you. They'll come get it from you.
They'll turn it into a mobile home. They'll come put wheels on it, take it from you.
If someone out there is maybe considering a reverse mortgage, or maybe some of their financial options to get out of some situations, how can your team help?
We've had some people actually fund some of their retirement by the equity they had in their house.
Okay.
Using the reverse mortgage so they never have to pay back.
Smart moves.
The people who have to pay it back, again, are your kids or grandkids. If they want the house. If not, I always recommend that life insurance policy. We don't do reverse mortgages, but we consult with people before they do them. And I've seen some really good success stories for people.
All right, and so people need to reach out to your team.
Yeah.
Because you guys are offering a great deal right now and some help.
Well, again, we'll do a total review, a total retirement plan, a second opinion survey, x-rays of your total retirement plan, making sure you don't have those financial termites, risk, fees, commissions, expenses you don't need to be paying. $1,000 value, we're going to waive that for the next 10 people who text right now.
Okay.
We've also got a 3-book set. One of them being that Fine Print Fiasco book, folks. That's a really good book, but it'll basically put you in charge of your retirement.
All right. Thank you again so much, Coach Pete. I learn a lot from you every time you stop by. Guys, if you would like to set up a review of your retirement plan and see if Capital Financial and Coach Pete can help you find other revenue streams to make sure you have the money you need and want in retirement, text CBS to 600-700.